What's up, guys? Welcome to Parlay Power Hour for October 19, 2021. Home of the Boston Red Sox. We're now up 2-1. Grant, 2-1 in the American League Championship Series. And Sox in 5 is a strong reality right now, the way they're playing at home. G-Money, I had an excellent night last night. I know I had an excellent night last night. But how was your night? Because you were a Boston Red Sox hater, and I know it must have been disturbing for you watching Kyle from Waltham slam a ball in the outfield, driving in 3 runners, equaling a grand slam, 4 runners, including himself, to equal a grand slam, Grant. I got very fancy with that intro, but I'm very excited right now.
You got very fancy, but you also got very inaccurate. It was good watching the team that I said was going to win the game, that I wanted to win the game, from a player who came from the team I support to help you out. So, pretty good night.
Kyle from Waltham. Did you watch his interview? Because you don't really follow the Barstool podcast, do you?
No, I don't.
All right. Well, Kyle from Waltham. It was a funny post-game interview with Kyle Schwarber last night. And by the way, I want to apologize to Kyle Schwarber for everything I've said about you. I didn't really say anything bad. I just said he doesn't.
Oh no, yes, you did. You said we don't need you. You don't do anything.
Well, we were good at that time too. Keep in mind, I said you don't move the ball forward for us. You don't make us that championship team. And Kyle Schwarber is our hottest player right now. And you know what? It's good he's playing first base because Bobby Dalbec is horrendous right now. Bobby cannot hit the baseball to save his life, but the people love Bobby. I love Bobby. It's just a great night, Grant. It was a great night for the Boston Red Sox. Interesting night tonight. We got Zack Greinke going against Nick Pivetta. We'll break that down in a few minutes here. We also have NBA opening night for basketball, which I've been waiting for the past 6 months. I will tell you that. Yeah,
Tanner's becoming this is the season he breaks out and he really delves into NBA fandom.
We're starting a basketball pod, Grant. Should we break the news to the people on the show right now?
I think you just did. I think you leaked it.
We're starting a basketball pod. We're still figuring out the name. It'll be up in like a week. We're gonna hammer basketball content this year. NBA, baby. NBA. All NBA.
This is my favorite time of the year. This NBA is my favorite sport. It's the sport I'm the most into. I know the most about. So I'm very excited.
I know the most about NBA too.
Inside
the NBA with Grant and Tanner. I like that. This is the best hour of your day. If you don't think this is the best hour of your day, get off the show. Don't watch us. FanDuel, $1,000 risk-free bet, guys. Sports betting launched in Connecticut. I am from Connecticut. It's my hometown state. I am not in Connecticut, but I will be placing bets in Connecticut today. I'll find a way to do it. Risk-free bet up to $1,000. I will be hammering FanDuel's $1,000 risk-free bet today in Connecticut. Lock it up right now with FanDuel. Gloria, NBA, let's go. Hey, miss you guys. Gloria, we miss you too. Gloria, how you doing? How you doing, Gloria? Grant, how you doing?
Gloria, I'm doing good. I hope Gloria's doing as good as I am.
I hope Gloria's doing as great. Gloria's not doing as good as I am today. I'm pretty sky high right now. Let's go. Lakers money line -158 versus the Warriors.
Yeah, save that one for a little later, Taylor. That's the risk free. I'm taking the Lakers as my pick here. I don't care they went 0-6 in the preseason. I don't care the Warriors went 5-0 in the preseason either. The Lakers players, first of all, that LeBron is the best player in this game. Curry's second, but then the Lakers have the 2 next closest guys, and then the tier. It's Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook. The Lakers, I mean, their team, top to bottom, their team is just better. The Warriors are missing Klay Thompson, who's out injured. Draymond Green, we know, is not really a regular season player. He might treat opening night against the Lakers as a playoff atmosphere because him and LeBron are buddies, but you can't expect him to score more than 10 points if we're being completely honest. Lakers definitely have something to prove. I mean, everybody's saying this team can't work. It won't work. They're missing some of their bench wings too, so that could make things a little interesting. But the LeBron, he wants to put on a show. That's one thing throughout his career he's done. He wants to give the audience a good spectacle. There's no way he's coming into opening night and he's laying an egg, especially at home. I like the Lakers in this one. And also one thing that's a little interesting sidebar. When the Lakers played the Warriors in the preseason, Avery Bradley, who was playing for the Warriors, used to be on the Lakers. A fan had their phone out recording him, and they said, "Hey, Avery, come back to the Lakers." He said, "No, I'm good." He got cut 2 days ago and signed by the Lakers yesterday. So he is back. So, maybe he'll try to put on a show for the Warriors, show them what they missed out on letting him go.
There you go. Well, I'm Grant. I'm going to hammer the Lakers tonight. I'm going to include the Lakers in the same game. I'm going to include the Lakers in a parlay with the Boston Red Sox tonight. Do you think that's a good choice?
Yes, I do.
Are the Lakers not going to let me down tonight?
That they shouldn't. I mean, nothing's a guarantee in sports.
The
You should
one
be
bet
more worried about the Red Sox, honestly. You should be worried you didn't piss off the Astros.
I piss off the Astro. Carlos Correa. Hey, what time is it, Carlos? Hey, what time is it, Carlos? Time for you to shut the F up, Carlos. That's what time it is. That's what time it is. Gloria, it's Gloria's birthday on the 21st. Gloria, guess what? Gloria, guess what? Guess whose birthday is on the 24th?
I think it's you, Tanner.
This guy.
I don't know if you're waiting for her to answer, but she can't actually talk to us, so I had to jump in for you.
She can comment. It's a slight delay, Grant. But
you think she's yelling at her screen back at home? It's your birthday, Tanner.
Look, Gloria's coming in hot right now. Yours, yes, it's my birthday, Gloria. I'm turning 29.
24.
When do you turn 24? I am turning 24. Yes, Grant. When do you turn 24?
January 5th.
Oh, I'm much older than you. You were 1998.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not even the same year, Grant. Get off my level. Get off my level, Grant. Let's talk about a little birthday present for me. A little early birthday present. Boston Red Sox, first of all, go in the American League Championship Series, Grant. I'm going to say that right now. Bold statement. And honestly, I'm going to make an even bolder take. A little saucier take for you, Grant. The Boston Red Sox are going to win the World Series this year.
It depends. It doesn't matter which one. But if one of those National League teams gets hot, they can make it a series. Because that's the reason the Red Sox are winning right now, if we're being totally honest. It's not because they're a better team than the Astros. And I'm not saying they're clearly worse, but they're just extremely hot. So it didn't matter who they were going to play. If they were going to get this hot, they were going to beat everybody. So if one of these National League teams heats up, then it could be interesting. But as it is right now, Red Sox they look the most likely to win the World Series.
Now, I'm a baseball blogger, baseball journalist before I'm a Red Sox fan, honestly. And I will say I love the Boston Red Sox, but I'm going to step away from the equation right now. I'm going to take my fanhood out of the equation. This Boston Red Sox team is dangerous. They have been disrespected by every team in the postseason so far, and it's not good. Let's go back to the wild card round. The Yankees decide to come to Boston. They say, hey, we want Boston. But you didn't have to make the freaking pick. We want Boston. All right, you got Boston, and you got your ass kicked. Let's go to Tampa Bay. We got Randy Arozarena sitting there eating freaking popcorn in the dugout. Really? You think you're at a movie? You think you're at a movie game one? What did the Red Sox do to him in game two? 20 freaking hits? 20. I think it was 20 hits in that second game. That's what they did in game two. Now they go to home, beat the Tampa Bay Rays, and now we're here. We're in the American League Championship Series. We've got the Houston Astros. When you look at the Houston Astros, what the Houston Astros do? What Carlos Correa? Boom, boom. Oh, look at what time is it? What time is it? It's my time. It's my time. That was your time in game one. You're really pulling that shit in game one. You got 6 more games. You're pulling that in game one. It's not even going to go 6 more games. It's going to go 2 more games. It's going to end at Fenway tomorrow night, Grant. Here's why you should hammer the over. I'm not going to take a step away from Red Sox money line today, but damn right know what I'm locking up on FanDuel Sportsbook tonight. Red Sox money line. Hammer the over in this game. Zack Greinke is going against Nick Pivetta. Now, I will say one thing. The Astros have a much better team than the Boston Red Sox, but the Boston Red Sox are playing outside their minds right now. Erod looked like a Cy Young winner last night. Erod looked like Grant. Do you realize how shocked I was sitting there watching Erod deal last night?
Well, Tanner, you were at the game, so you didn't get to see it on TV. Yeah, I think he had a 5.8 or a 5.6 at Fenway. So, I mean, teams come to Fenway to die. That's what you've been saying. But Erod has been going to Fenway to die. So him to do that was totally unexpected.
Teams come to Fenway to die in the postseason. And, that's the thing about, Fenway Park is magical in the postseason. I know people think, oh, you're a Red Sox fan. So no, go to Fenway Park. This place is rocking. The place is rocking. Teams come to die at Fenway Park. It should just be a graveyard because the Boston Red Sox are murdering everyone in their way right now. We look at tonight's game. Zack Greinke on the bump for the Houston Astros. Greinke, he's going to give up a ton of runs. He's going to give up a lot of runs. The Red Sox should hammer him tonight. Now, we have a nice little prop bet for you guys, which should hit, but against positive odds. But I really do like it with Greinke. We'll talk about that in a minute here. And then for the Red Sox, you got Nick Pivetta going. Now, Nick Pivetta was sensational against against Tampa Bay Rays. He was outstanding. It was fun to watch. But Pivetta gives up a lot of runs too. Let's be real. The Astros had a terrible offensive night last night, and they still scored. What was it, Grant? Still scored 4 runs?
Yeah, 3.
They still scored 3 last night. I mean, that was a terrible night. Kyle Tucker had the home run. So, I mean, I like the over in this game. It's 9.5. The game was over in the 3rd inning. It went over. I mean, granted, you had the grand slam too. You did have the grand slam from Kyle from Waltham, but still, come on now. This game's going over. Hammer the over in this game.
You know what's indicative that it's probably going to go over?
What?
Pretty much every game you get for 7.5. This one's up at 9.5. This is a mid-season, regular season total. So the odds makers obviously think there's going to be a lot of runs scored, but with good reason. Greinke is, he's old, reliable, but, he gives up runs. Pavetta, he was really good, but he's going to give up runs. The team's closers have not been great so far, and both these teams want to win with offense. So if you're going to pick an over-under in this series, pretty much every game you should go over, regardless of who's on the mound.
Yeah, and if this game doesn't go over tonight, tomorrow's going to go over. Like this series, it's not an under kind of series. Like you led in the first inning, it was unreal. I saw Rodney's betting slip yesterday. He picked under a half a run in the first inning. Like you look what happened the second inning, you got lucky with that under. But I mean, the series is an over series. Like bet the over. Now Dodgers Braves, that's an under series. Bet the under there. It's a little safer. But again, those teams can strike too. They get hot. Parlay the Lakers and Red Sox and over. Gloria, I kind of like that, Gloria. I kind of like that. But I will say one thing, Gloria. I want to give some respect to the Houston Astros right now. This team is going to put up a fight. Don't think if this series ends at Fenway, don't think there's not going to be a close game, because there's going to be a close game. And here's another reason that the game's going over. Because the Boston Red Sox hit the baseball tonight, I feel like the Houston Astros are going to have an answer for it. I do. I believe in Pavetta. Don't get me wrong, but this team's a competitive team. They want to win this series. They're going to show up and hit the baseball tonight.
Yeah, the Astros are very proud, even if it, even if it comes from, being sort of standoffish and obviously the whole cheating thing, but that they don't like getting walked over. They don't like getting embarrassed. So they're going to fire back at some point. It's just a matter of, can the Red Sox keep the bats hot when that happens?
Yeah. Gloria, we got a lock coming up for you. I want you to tell us if it's a lock, but right now we're going to talk basketball here for a minute.
Carmelo Anthony, 3+ threes in the Lakers to win. This one, guess what? This is coming from me again, because I picked the Lakers to win. So I think that this is a tremendous risk-free bet. You're getting plus 280 for your odds here. Carmelo Anthony, he might start tonight. We don't exactly know, but it could be Kent Bazemore. It could be a couple different people. But he did start a couple of the preseason games. Right now, he's pretty much the Lakers' only real three-point threat other than LeBron, and Ken Bazemore is a spot-up guy in the short corner. But Carmelo Anthony, he shot 40% last year, and with the injuries to Trevor Ariza, Malik Monk, even Talen Horton-Tucker, Wayne Ellington, I don't know if he's playing tonight, but he didn't play in the last preseason game. Melo's the only guy out there who's known as a three-point shooter. He was chucking up a bunch of shots in the last couple preseason games. He's on the all-time scoring list in the top 10 for a reason. He's not afraid to shoot. Same thing kind of goes with LeBron. Melo wants to put on a show. This is his first game in the Laker colors in Staples Center. I think he's going to really try to impress the fans. And he had a game in the preseason where he made 5 or 6 threes and a half. So I don't think this is that far-fetched. For plus 280, it's really going to come down more so, do the Lakers win? I think him getting 3 threes is almost a lock.
All right, I kind of like this too. I might put this in my parlay too a little bit, Grant. Hey, you know what I might do? I might go Melo 2+ threes and Lakers win, because I'm sure that's still pretty good odds, pretty positive odds.
Yeah, because the Lakers money line is minus 154, I think I said. So, I mean, when you're putting Carmelo in there, it's not like the Lakers are minus 300. If you find any player prop you like, it's going to come back with pretty decent odds.
Definitely. Yeah, that could happen with Melo. I'll wager that. Gloria, I got a question for you right now. Would you wager this tonight? I kind of like this. We're calling this our lock, even though it's positive odds. Zack Greinke over 2.5 strikeouts. Now, I've said it all year. I love Zack Greinke. I think he's sensational. But over 2.5 strikeouts for this man. This is why this total is so low right now. We look at what the Boston Red Sox have done to starting pitchers in Houston, and it's not good. The Houston Astros bullpen must be very tired right now, because starting pitchers have not fared well in this series. Zack Greinke over 2.5 strikeouts. They're probably going to say, oh, maybe 1 or 2 strikeouts. He gets through 2 innings, and then Dusty Baker goes to the pen because Zack Greinke's getting shelled. The positive news about that is, if that occurs, the game is going to go over. So we got two little sides there. But I do like Zack Greinke go over 2.5 strikeouts. We look what he has done as of late. He pitched 1 inning against Chicago. Is Gloria a Southside person? Is she a White Sox person? Is she a Cubs?
I don't know.
She was one of those. All right. All right. So we got Zack Greinke, 1 inning, 1 strikeout there. He pitched against Oakland on October 3rd, 2.1 innings. He got 3 strikeouts. Arizona, 4 innings, 3 strikeouts. Like he's 3 to 4 strikeouts going to be his max tonight. The way the Boston Red Sox are hitting, this is a little risky, but I love the odds at plus 118. I think that's special.
Yeah, plus 118, very good odds for a starting pitcher on a good team to get 3 strikeouts. That's really not a lot. The Red Sox have been super hot, which, that is one thing, but it also means they're probably going to be swinging for the fences more so than they already were. Swinging for the fences means, you're going to get struck out. Greinke's a very good locator, so if he gets, a close count, I think he can get 3 strikeouts. He'll probably be in there 4 innings, maybe 5 if it goes well. I don't think that's unreasonable.
And I will say one thing about Zack Greinke, too. The Red Sox have seen 90, 94, 95 pretty much the whole series. They're going to get 89, 90 with Greinke tonight. That could play to, Astros' favor if Greinke can locate. So we'll see how that's going to go tonight. I believe me, I believe in the Boston Red Sox. I do think this series does not end in Fenway. I think it goes back to Houston. I said it all along. If Houston wins, we'll put our final thoughts up here. If Houston wins, if it goes 6 games, the Red Sox will win the series. If it goes 7 games, Houston will win the series. So don't be surprised if the Astros fight back and win tonight. But I will say Fenway Park is a dangerous place right now for opposing teams. Grant, final thoughts.
My final thought, I want to give myself a pat on the back, Tanner. I came through with a plus 600 odds bet yesterday, and I was absolutely right. Hit the nail on the head. Derrick Henry to score a touchdown in both halves. But I also want to talk about my friend. You remember how I told you my friend lost his FanDuel virginity a couple days ago, and he had some elaborate parlay.
Yeah. He went big.
He got back at it on his second day of betting yesterday. He put down $1 to win 800, and I'm gonna run you through his slip, okay?
And he won it. He hit it.
I'm gonna run you through it. Tennessee Titans money line, check. Derrick Henry touchdown, check. Stephon Diggs touchdown, check. Derrick Henry first touchdown, check. Derrick Henry 2+ touchdowns, check. Tannehill under 236 passing yards, he had 216. Josh Allen over 288 passing yards, he had 353. Josh Allen under 31 rushing yards, he had 26. And the final bet on his slip, Derrick Henry under 98 yards, he had 143. He blew his chance to win $8 off of $1.
That's so stupid. If Derrick Henry has 2, and I know hindsight's 2020, but if you're betting on Derrick Henry have 2 touchdowns, why would you bet the under there?
I know. I told him that. I told him he should have consulted me. I don't know. Like I'm an expert in this, so I don't know.
Derrick Henry won them the football game last. Well, the defense won them the football game, but Derrick
No. Derrick Henry won them the game. Josh Allen slipped and fell on the 4th down.
Okay. All right, Grant. All right. Well, I didn't watch the game. I'm going to be honest with you. I was watching Red Sox baseball, but I watched the highlights. Seemed like the ESPN made it sound like the defense had a big role in the game, Grant.
Well, it was fourth. It was fourth in maybe fourth and half a foot, fourth and a couple inches, with I don't know, somewhere around 10 seconds left. If the Bills get the first down, they could have called a timeout. It would have been fine, but. They tried to run a disguised QB sneak. Allen was in the shotgun. He came up to the line he was trying to talk over the crowd. They just hiked it to him. And he tried to dive forward, but his feet slipped out from under him. He basically fell straight on his face. Game was over. So I mean, the defense had to be there, but Allen slipped. You could have had 2 guys on the defensive line, and they would have stopped him.
Okay. So Gloria thinks your friend is stupid. That's the bottom line from that whole conversation. Yeah, that's stupid, Grant. That's stupidity. If you're betting on it, that's like saying, hey, I want Zack Greinke to have 15 strikeouts tonight, but I also want the Red Sox to have over 10 runs. You got to pick one. You got to pick one and roll with it. You can't hedge both sides in that kind of situation. All right, Grant. So is that your final thoughts?
That was my final thought.
All right, final thought, removing my fanhood from the equation. The Boston Red Sox are dangerous right now, but also do not think the series is over because it is just beginning. Just beginning, Grant.
Poetic.
I'm a poet. You have a quote for me? I need my quote of the day for my football picks. You got anything?
For your football picks?
Yeah, you got anything off the top? Don't look anything up. I want to hear something off the top. Motivate me.
Nothing. Get back on the horse. That's your favorite, isn't it?
Get back on the horse. I love that. Maybe I'll use that a little bit today. All right, guys. That was Parlay Power Hour. We're signing off. Use FanDuel Sportsbook. One thumb, one finger, one pinky. All love. Go Red Sox. Go Lakers. We'll see you tomorrow for another episode of The Electric Factory.